Hey guys, it's me, the Bombay Chef Varun Inamdar, and welcome to Get Curried. Well, today's recipe is a classic from the northwest frontier, and this one is a Gola Kebab, a Chicken Gola Kebab. Let's do it. So let's begin with the first step, and that is making the spice mix using a grinder. Let's do that. For the spice mix, let's begin with the paste, for which the first ingredient, of course, is fried onion. Let's start adding in some spices. Let's begin with ginger, garlic, poppy seeds, nutmeg, which is freshly grated, whole coriander seeds, unroasted, red chili powder, garam masala powder, and finally a blade of mace. Let's grind this into a smooth paste. Let's have a quick check. Now that the spice mix is kind of coarsely ground, let's take this to the next level. In this mixture, I'm adding in two ingredients, and that is to bring in that level of stickiness or glue. The first ingredient, of course, is gram flour, which is untoasted, and the second ingredient is a little bit of the chicken keema or the chicken mince. Let's do that. Let's add in gram flour, which is unroasted. And last but not the least, minced chicken. I'm adding in like a deep scoop, and ensure that now this turns into a fine paste. Let's have a check. This nice smooth paste of spices, onions and chicken along with besan is done and ready. Let's combine this with the remaining keema and create the Gola Kebab mixture. Let's move ahead with taking this in a deep bowl, followed up with chicken wings. Let's add in salt and mix this together. These two mixtures should homogeneously mix together, and that's where you get the mixture for Gola Kebab done and ready. Let's move on to the third step, and that is making or shaping the Gola Kebabs. Well, this is where the name Gola comes in from. Well, what is a Gola? Gola is basically a sphere. It's a spherical shape. Now, technically, of course, we're not going to make like a sphere. We're not going to make a earth-like round, but it's going to be like an oval. Of course, you shape it with one hand and then you literally skewer it with your other hand. Now, in this case, you can use your index finger to create a center cavity. You can use the back of a spoon. You can use the back of a stick. You can use the back of a skewer. You can use the back of a sharpening tool. There are various ways you can achieve this. Now, there are several reasons why you want to do this. The first reason is so that the shape is created, which is very, very, very important in this case, especially because the name is a Gola Kebab. The second and the most important reason is this kebab is not cooked for a very long time. It's literally pan-seared for a few minutes so that the chicken gets wonderfully cooked. And that's why it's also made with chicken. It's not made with meat. Also, the moment you skewer it and the moment there is like a whole tunnel or a cavity, with the steam, it gets cooked from all the sides very fast. So this step is very important for all these reasons. Let's start shaping it. For this, I'm going to take the back of a spoon, dip my fingers in water and take like a lemon-sized scoop of this mixture. You need to wet your fingers properly and insert the back of the spoon like so. Try to get it out from the other side, almost like a skewer. With the help of some water, just give it a little bit of a shape. Pull this out, and that's why you get a Gola Kebab like so. Similarly, let's start making some more golas. The Gola Kebabs are shaped and ready. The next step is to pan-sear these and cook this. Well, a step just before this is in case you want to bring in that smoky aroma. All these kebabs kept in the plate, just keep like a ember or a charcoal which is well lit. Add in a little bit of oil. You can throw in some spices and just cover this so that it becomes beautifully and wonderfully small. The next step, in this case, a little of shortcut here, I'm cooking this directly. Let's begin with adding some oil in a shallow pan. You could add a little more or less depending on your choice. And let's begin with placing some tomatoes, onions and chilies to begin with. This is while the oil is just kind of beginning to heat up. This would eventually be served as a garnish. And while the oil is beginning to warm, I'll also start placing in the kebabs very carefully. Let's add in a touch of salt to the onions, chilies and tomatoes and let that cook simultaneously. Carefully flip these kebabs and ensure that these cook on all the sides. Flip the tomatoes. Also ensure that the onions wilt a little but do not get too brown. The kebabs will take somewhere around 8 to 9 minutes on medium flame to get cooked. With this, off goes the flame. Let's serve. With this are delicious and succulent Chicken Gola Kebabs from the Northwest Frontier, of course, are done and ready. And if you notice, I've taken some sauteed onions, I've taken some pan-seared tomatoes, and I've also taken some pan-seared chilies because I personally like that little bit of a spike, especially when I eat kebabs. If you are not the ones who likes it spicy, avoid it completely, or you can replace it with chilies, which are lesser on the spice. By all means, you can also use capsicum. On that note, do not forget to stay tuned to Get Curried for more such quick, simple, easy, and delicious recipes. Bye for now.